Hello friends, welcome back to channel DevOps Consultancy and Solution. In this video, we will learn about what is Snyk. So Snyk is a security platform tool and that helps us to identify vulnerabilities in our code or open source dependency like third-party dependencies or containers or an infrastructure as a code like Terraform scripts, and it also helps us to fix it. Snyk can integrate it in early stage of the development process and help to fix the vulnerabilities. Snyk can also help us to achieve the shift left security strategy in software development lifecycle. So Snyk provide remediation or advice for the code fixes which include version upgrade or patches, etc. So in this video I will show you how to integrate it with the GitHub. So let's get started. So this is the official site which is a snyk.io, and if I click on the sign up, so there are multiple options for sign up like using GitHub account or Google account or Bitbucket, or you can use your Azure AD and the Docker ID account. If you are using the commercial account, then you can use your company SSO account to log in. Here I am using my GitHub account to log in to the Snyk and to integrate GitHub with Snyk. So I will click on the GitHub. It is waiting for GitHub to do authorization for Snyk. So I got an email for Snyk application. So OAuth has been confirmed and GitHub redirected to this Snyk after authorization. It is a very simple process and don't require any hassle for installation and configuration. So basically Snyk is it's just like the software as a service platform. So if I show you the GitHub connection settings, and you can see the login permission is provided to the Snyk. You can even revoke the access once your testing is done. If you note here, access provided is read-only access. So now let's go to the Snyk page. Here you can see the login is done and organization name is same as my GitHub account name, which is the DevOps CNS. So dashboard will show you list of all the projects which has vulnerabilities and all its details. It is just like the summary of your all the repositories which has the vulnerabilities. And project will show you all the list of the projects, whether it has any vulnerabilities or it don't have any vulnerabilities. So currently it is empty because we didn't do any integration yet. So first we will do the integration with the GitHub. So integration will not only connect with the GitHub but also do the scanning for all the repositories at the first stage and generate the report. So before integration, I will show you that you can integrate Snyk with multiple source control tools like GitHub, GitHub Enterprise, GitHub Cloud App, GitLab, Bitbucket, or even Azure repository. GitHub Enterprise and GitHub Service App and Bitbucket servers, for that we require the upgrade plan because I'm using the freeware, so that's why I can't use them. So you can use the upgrade plan and use these options like GitHub integration, GitHub Enterprise and GitHub Server App and the Bitbucket server. You can also integrate it with the container registries like Docker Hub or GCR, ECR or the ACR, Artifactory or the Nexus and the various popular repositories or container orchestrator like Kubernetes also. Snyk can also be integrated with the CI tools like Jenkins or TeamCity, Azure Pipelines, Circle CI, or even with the Terraform Cloud. You can use Snyk to integrate it with the Jenkins in the CI/CD pipeline process to automate the checks and ensure that you have the secure builds. So definitely in the couple of videos, I will show you how to integrate it with the Azure pipeline and how to use the CLI commands to do the scanning for the various projects, which is really helpful in the secure organizations and the projects. Snyk can also be integrated with the various IDs like Visual Studio, Eclipse, IntelliJ, or Android Studio, AppCode, etc. So ID integration is really helpful for the developers to find the vulnerabilities in code at the early stage of the development and improve the code quality. Other features of Snyk, like it can be integrated with the Gatekeeper plugin, notification, and the cloud events. I have a couple of repositories in the Git. This project repository, which name is the project, has the Java code which I find online. So you can just search on the Google and find any Java code, and you can use that Java code to for your testing purpose. Even you can use this project from my GitHub repository under the DevOps CMS. Let's go and do integration with the GitHub. After I click on the GitHub, it will ask for an access to the repositories. I will select the default recommendation options like public and private repository. You can select only public repositories if you want. Rest I will go with other selected options which are selected by default. Next is, again it is asking for authorization to Snyk, which is required, and when I click on the authorization button, and it is asking for me to enter the password. So I enter the password and confirm it. Now it's back to the Snyk page where we can see that what DevOps repository do you want to connect. I will select the complete DevOps organization so all the repositories can be connected and scanned. Now all the projects has been imported and doing the scanning in the background. Depending on the size of the projects, the scanning will be completed. So if I click on the project and see the list of all the repositories and its vulnerabilities. As I said earlier, project repo has Java code and it will show you all the critical, high, medium and medium vulnerabilities. Even you can add more repositories in it by clicking on the add project option. So click on the dashboard, and dashboard will give the compiled output or the overview which repository has the vulnerabilities and which file has the vulnerabilities. It will just give you a summary of that the project of the repositories only, but project will give you summary about all the repositories which has been connected and whether it has any vulnerabilities or it don't have any vulnerabilities. So I click on the project. So if I see here this project repository which has a Java code, so in that pom.xml has the some vulnerabilities. So if I click here on the pom.xml file, so here I can see all the details about the. So it is showing that this jar has some issues. So even it is recommended the fixed also. Even I click on the more details and see what are the details issue is there and what are the solution which is recommended by the Snyk. By using these options, I can upgrade my pom.xml and then click on the retest now to rescan the code. So all the vulnerability details are mentioned here. So in this session, we learned about what is Snyk tool and how we can integrate it with the GitHub repository. We also completed the integration and do the first scan. Hope this session was useful for you, and in the next video, I will show you how to use the Snyk CLI command and how to integrate it with the Azure pipeline also. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Happy learning and keep learning.